How often do you feel like your life is out of balance? Work's going really well, but your relationship is suffering, or your health is going really good, but you're out of work, or maybe the relationship is going pretty good, but your finances are in a really bad spot. The reason for this is because you haven't figured out how to prioritize the areas of your life that are most important and how to make sure that each of those areas are getting attention every day, every week, every month. In this video, I'm going to give you the secret that I was taught of how to live a life of abundance. Let's dive in. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the Street Leadership Channel, where we empower leaders to overcome adversity, increase their revenue, and scale their business. I first learned this secret from one of my mentors, Tony Robbins. And I was at a Tony Robbins conference, and he introduced this concept of the wheel of life. And essentially what the wheel of life is that we all have certain areas of our life that we need to focus on and that we have to prioritize. Most of us have these core areas that are the same for all of us. Our health, our relationships, our business or our work, our finances, our personal development, and our spirituality. And what tends to happen is we find ourselves totally out of balance. And what I mean by that is one of these areas is getting the majority of our focus and our attention. And a lot of times we let these other areas of our life start to lack. Think about a tire on a car. If your relationship is a 10, but your business is a 3, and your finances are a 2, and your health is a 6, and your spirituality is a 5, it's going to be a really bumpy road trying to go 100 miles an hour through life. And so ultimately, we have to identify and figure out a way to make sure that each of these areas are getting some of our attention and focus, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly. The first step in this is to identify what are those key areas for you. These are the areas that you know that if they were expanding and growing, that you would be living a life of fulfillment. Like I said, for me specifically, it's my health, it's my business, it's my relationships, with my significant other and with my kids and my family. It's my finances, it's my spirituality, and it's my personal development. And I know that if I'm giving each of those areas some attention, that my life is going to continue to grow and expand. For you, it might be a little bit different, but the first thing you have to do is identify what are those areas. The second thing you have to do is you have to be honest with yourself and evaluate where are you currently at. How would you rate your health right now? Is it a 9, where you're going to the gym every single day, you're eating healthy, you're in peak physical shape? Or have you maybe let it slack a little bit? And maybe it's a 3 or a 4 or a 5, and you're not going to the gym as often as you'd like, and you're not eating the way that you would like to be, and not taking care of yourself the right way. What matters is you have to get honest about where you're starting at. And so go through each of those areas of your life. Once you have that visual representation, you have an idea of where you're starting at. If you're interested in getting started with us and coming to work with me personally, click the link below and you'll be able to join our team. We have multiple positions across the US open, and we would love to have you a part of our team and to be a part of your journey. The next step is to identify where do you want to be at? Where do you want to be at in your health, in your physical body? Where do you want to be at in your relationship with your wife or your husband or your kids? Where do you want to be at in your finances? Where do you want to be at in your business? And identify what next level is for you. It doesn't have to necessarily be the ultimate level, but what's the next level that if you could get there, you would feel really, really good about yourself. And as you start to come up with that picture, you realize, maybe you're a 7 in your finances and a 7 in your business, but you're a 3 in your relationships. And so you realize you need to prioritize a little bit more time into those relationships. Once you're honest with yourself about where you're starting at and where you want to go, then the next step is to close the gap. And the way to close the gap is to identify what could you start doing today to move from where you're currently at to where you want to be at. And so for some of these, they might be daily habits. Some of them, they might be weekly habits, and some of them, they might just be monthly habits. For example, if you rate yourself as a 3 in your physical body and you want to be a 7, and maybe it comes down to, okay, the way for me to get to a 7 is I need to get a gym membership. In your finances, maybe it's you're just not where you want to be at financially, and maybe it's monthly sitting down and going through all your finances and your bank statements and your credit card statements and identifying where you're spending money. That could be something that you do monthly versus the gym might be something that you do daily. Or maybe you recognize that your relationship just isn't quite where you want it to be, and so you decide, I'm going to start prioritizing a weekly date night. And so once a week, you're planning an amazing experience for you and your wife, to go do something in the city or see a play or a show and go out to a nice dinner and rekindling that relationship. And once you have all of these things, you have each of these areas, your physical body, your relationships, your finances, and you realize that on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, you can start to expand each of those areas. And ultimately, as you start to expand those areas, the quality of your life is going to exponentially improve. That's why I created this video, and I want to be able to mentor you the same way that Tony Robbins has mentored me. I know that as you continue to grow and expand your life, not only are you going to be able to make more money, but you're also going to have just a greater quality of life and the relationships that you have with the people around you. And so go watch the next video, and I'll see you there.